So, maybe you live somewhere where it's cold and you want to smell unique. You want to set yourself apart and you want to smell freaking great. And you want a fragrance that's going to cut through the chill like a freaking ninja. Well, then this episode's for you. Today, I'm going to share with you 10 fragrances that'll cut through the winter chill, set you apart, and also make you smell fantastic. So stay tuned. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family? I hope each and every one of you are staying warm and doing phenomenal today. And welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the channel all about helping boost your confidence through the art of fragrance, helping you become a lasting scent memory. So it's winter, it's cold outside, and some of my favorite fragrances, actually my favorite fragrances to rock, are wintertime fragrances. Fragrances that are spicy, they're rich, they're warm, they've got booze, they got tobacco, they got myrrh, they got all these resinous qualities. They're sticky, they're icky, they're just gorgeous. But a lot of people are rocking the same fragrances. Why not set yourself apart and find some unique fragrances? And that's what I've got to share with you today. You know I'm all about finding those unique new fragrance houses, some new indie fragrance brands, some new niche brands, and even some designer fragrances that, man, you might not really know about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these third-degree black belt fragrances that cut through the winter chill in today's Whiffs and Sniffs. First up on my list is coming from the house of Aaron Terrence Hughes, and this one is Patchouli Noir. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Patchouli Noir is going to be coming back to the house of Aaron Terrence Hughes. He is doing a full rebrand. He is upping the concentration of all of his fragrances, but I do know that Max Aroma still has some Patchouli Noir. Now, I did look earlier today, and it looks like they've only got some travel atomizers, but man, Patchouli Noir is one of my faves from the house of Aaron Terrence Hughes. Why do I like this fragrance, and why do I think that it cuts through the winter chill, and it'll set you apart? It's very thick with a nice patchouli and chocolate accord, and I love the way that the patchouli and that chocolate kind of just blend together and meld together, create this really nice, thick and sticky chocolate. And I love the spices in it because you're going to get some cinnamon, so that also helps kind of cut through the chill. Of course, you're going to get some vanilla. You get some tonka in here that's actually supporting that vanilla, adding a little bit more sweetness to it. You actually have some like lemony bergamot up top to kind of just give it a little bit of a citrus aspect and to give it a bit of a freshness. So even though this is a thick fragrance, it has a nice freshness up top, but it gets warmer and warmer and thicker as it starts drying down. And there's a nice boozy quality to this as well because you're getting this nice combo of ginger and cinnamon and that vanilla. And it's adding this really nice sense of warmth to it. But I love the patchouli because the patchouli also has a nice earthiness to it, adding a little bit of a woody, dry quality, but also giving it some thickness, just enough to cut through the winter chill. Love the dark chocolate, and I love the creamy, nutty quality it has. If you're looking for something that's going to set you apart, where you're not going to smell like any of your friends because they're all rocking, I don't know, probably Stronger With You Intensely, or Stronger With You Absolutely, or hell, they might be rocking Dior Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel because they can't get, they're stuck in their ways. Look no further. Definitely check out and give Patchouli Noir a whiff and sniff, especially if you like patchouli. This next one up is such an amazing incensey, smoky amber, and it's coming from the house of Diaz and Durga, and this is Amber Kiso. Whew, man, this thing is a powerhouse. This is a couple sprays that will last all stinking day. You're getting loads of woods, incense, so you're getting some cedar, some cypress, this really nice smoky incense, patchouli and leather and more woods and some oak moss. There's a touch of iris in here as well. But man, what this fragrance is really all about is that amber, that smoky incense, and just longevity. This thing is a powerhouse. Now, I only spray this like twice. I'll do like one here and one like on the back of my neck, and that's it. And that lasts all freaking day. This cuts through the winter chill like a hot knife to butter. You have to enjoy smoke. You have to enjoy thick, sticky resins. It's got a lot of nice, beautiful, thick sweetness going on. But that incense and those woods kind of dumb down how sweet this fragrance could actually be. So if you want to set yourself apart, yet again, look no further. Check out Dias and Durga, Amber Kiso. This next one is a mass appealing yet unique fragrance profile, and it's coming from the house of Stranger's Perfumery, and this is Euphoria. This is your daily driver. This is an easygoing yet unique fragrance profile. You're getting some rum, you get this nice kind of tart tangerine up top, but I love the rum, I love the booziness in this, and it's got a really nice sweetness coming from butterscotch. But as it starts drying down, it gets a little powdery from some tobacco. But you're also getting some gourmand qualities coming from it. You're getting a little bit of ylang-ylang, you're getting some cacao. There's a nice hazelnut in this, so you're getting like a chocolate drizzled nutty quality. But again, it's got a freshness to it, but it's got a lot of depth to it to cut through that chill. I actually rocked this just the other day to work. As soon as I walked through the door, as soon as I walked into my manager's office, they were like, "Man, Brian, you smell incredible." Well, it's kind of my shtick. And the reason they thought so is because I was rocking Euphoria from Stranger's Perfumery. Fantastic fragrance, great longevity. This is one that I spray on my clothes, I spray everywhere. And I don't mind overspraying because it's just a great smelling fragrance. And it'll set you apart because you're not going to smell like everybody else. You're not going to smell like Tom, Dick, and Harry. You're going to be smelling like you, the unique you that you are. So if you like fresh, boozy fragrances with a nice touch of tobacco and some gourmand qualities, definitely check out Euphoria from Stranger's Perfumery. Do you like oud? Do you like rose? Do you like leather? Do you like nice, thick, balsamic fragrances that have great lasting power? Or maybe you're looking at getting into those types of fragrances. Then I would suggest checking out Fort and Manle 40 Thieves. Now, I know they did a big rebranding of the entire house. The bottles don't look like this anymore. But I picked this up last year, and I actually just started wearing it again. I wore it a few times last year and really enjoyed the fragrance profile because it's pretty unique. I mean, there are fragrances that kind of do the same thing as this, but I really like right off the bat, you're getting this nice incense. There's a nice like balsamic papyrus in this. It's giving it kind of like a 10 weight 40 motor oil kind of feel to it. So it's got a nice thick quality to it. I love the rose in this, the pink pepper, giving it a nice kind of almost fruity spiciness right off the bat. But further as it starts drying down, you're getting into this nice leather and that nice oud that's adding kind of a musty woodiness to it. And a really nice raw honey. I love honey in fragrances, and the honey in this is done very well. It has some really nice resins, some sandalwood and some vanilla, and that sandalwood is giving it a nice creaminess, blending in with that vanilla, adding a nice sweetness to it, but not overly sweet. I really enjoy this fragrance. Now, this is an older bottle. I don't know the batch number and blah, 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 and how old it is, but I get good longevity out of this. Not a beast, but I would say about 7 hours. Now again, this is one that I spray on my clothes, so I get a couple more hours out of the fragrance. It's a nice oud, rose, vanilla, honey, and woody fragrance. Absolutely love it. Great musks in this as well to give it some lift and projection. Has a nice sillage. So if you are looking at getting into oud rose fragrances, or you're looking for something that's a little bit different than your common oud rose fragrances, definitely check out Fort and Manle 40 Thieves. Now, I don't know about the new batches. I can't really speak for them, but yeah, let me know. If you've tried the new batches, let me know what you think. New to my collection is coming from the house of Zernell, Gillie, or Gillie. Not 100% sure. So this house is coming out of Chicago. I do like that you actually get a magnetic cap. It is a 30 ml, and I believe these retail for about $90. Now, if you like that Lana Weed Alone DNA, but you're looking for something a little bit more heavy, something that's a little bit more long-lasting, something that's a little bit more unique, Disco, right here, might just be for you. Right off the bat, you're going to get bergamot and lavender. I like the sweet lavender in this. It's adding a nice aromatic florality to it. I love the amber in this. It's blended so well with a really nice spicy and sweet cardamom. Hence why I say it's kind of like Lana Weed alone, but different. There's a really nice resinous quality and a spicy smokiness coming from some myrrh. You get a touch of a nice dry tobacco in here. And I love the patchouli. Now, the longevity on this is about 6 to 7 hours. And that's even with me spraying it on my clothes. But I love the sex appeal of this fragrance. It is a very alluring type of fragrance, just like Lana Weed Alone. When Lana Weed Alone came out in its heyday, everybody was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Every woman was buying that for her man. If you like that DNA, then I would suggest checking out Zernell Gillie Disco. Projection is actually really good within the first couple hours, and then it kind of dies down and becomes one of those skin scents where you really want somebody to get close to you. Great date night fragrance, great hit in the town kind of fragrance. It's a great clubbing fragrance, though I couldn't tell you the last time I went to a club, so don't quote me on that. 30 ml for $90. I mean, niche quality, more of a designer type of niche quality if you catch my drift, but still a fantastic fragrance. I would definitely check out Zernell Gillie Disco. So one of my favorite perfumers is Cecile Zarokian, and this next fragrance is one of hers. It's one of my favorites that she's put together, and it's coming from the house of Masque Milano. This is Tango. Spicy amber. Cumin, cinnamon, thick sticky amber. It's got this really beautiful resinous quality to it. It's got vanilla, it's got some tonka bean, some jasmine, a touch of rose. I love this fragrance. The cinnamon is the predominant spice that I get off my skin. It's almost like a red hot. It's a very nice blend of sweet and spicy. I love the sandalwood and the spicy gaiac wood in it. Man, this is such a beautifully put together fragrance. So, word on the street is she's coming out with another Tango. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to smell like, but I absolutely love this one. This is just a couple sprays for me. It lasts all freaking day, 10, 12 hours. This thing sticks to my skin and does not like to leave. It definitely sets me apart, and will definitely set you apart, especially from all your friends who are wearing all those designer fragrances that just all kind of smell the same. Projection is phenomenal. Everything about this fragrance, in my opinion, is phenomenal. Let me know what you think about Tango down in the comments. But if you're looking for setting yourself apart and something that's gonna, cut through that winter chill, definitely check out Masque Milano Tango. So I've been wearing this fragrance more. I kind of crapped on it whenever I did my, haul video with it. But I've been wearing it more now, and I've learned to appreciate it more. I still like its younger brother more, but I'm starting to appreciate this one more. It's coming from the house of Emporio Armani, and this is Stronger with You Oud. Yes, I still like Absolutely Better, but this is growing on me. I like the lavender in this. I like the vanilla. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. You're still getting that nuttiness from the chestnut. I believe there's also some leather in this because you're getting like this nice leathery oud. It's very long lasting. It's got great projection. It's not super fresh, but it's warm. It kind of wraps you up like a winter jacket. It's a good fragrance. Now, again, I like Absolutely Better because I like that boozy quality. But this, as I said, it's growing on me. Projection is really good. Within the first hour and a half, 2 hours, I like the nice spicy incense quality to it. It's got that nice Middle Eastern flair to it. So if you want, again, to set yourself apart from all your friends who are wearing just Stronger With You, definitely check out Stronger With You Oud. Pops up at fragrancebuy.ca and your discounters all the time. And it's semi-affordable. Next up, it's coming from the house of Tom Ford. And I know a lot of people either love it or hate it. But now that I've spent more time with a bean fume, I love this fragrance. Incense, Palo Santo wood. It's got some papyrus in it, adding a nice balsamic thickness to it. Loads of resins and a nice smoky, spicy gaiac wood. This is a powerhouse, all right? This is like a Tom Ford that we've all been waiting for since they, started discontinuing all of our favorites. Ebene Fume is very unique, in my opinion. I know that there used to be some fragrances on the private blend line that were a lot like this, at least one. If you know which one I'm talking about, drop me a comment down below. But Ebene Fume it's awesome. I mean, I get great longevity out of this. I get great projection. I love how thick it is. I love the smokiness of it. I love the embery quality of it. It's just a well-balanced fragrance. It's very well put together. And again, it's very long-lasting, at least on my skin. Let me know what you think down in the comments. But if you want to set yourself apart, you're looking for something that's definitely going to cut through the chill. If you like embery fragrances, slightly smoky, spicy fragrances, are packed and loaded down with woods and resins, look no further and check out Ebene Fume. It's not cheap, but it is popping up at discounters. So this next one, I wasn't 100% sold on it. And now that I've spent more time with it and I've been wearing it, it does remind me of another fragrance from ATH Libre d'Orange, Ryan Intense. But this does have a little bit of a different personality. So it's got a few different characteristics than Ryan Intense. And it's coming from the house of Zoologist, and this is Sacred Scarab. Now this is definitely going to set you apart, okay? Why? Because you have to enjoy animalic fragrances. But the interesting thing about this fragrance is that it's animalic. It's kind of that filthy, dirty muskiness, loaded down with aldehydes and almost aquatic notes, because this has a lotus note in it. And lotus is one of those florals, well, it grows by the water, and it also just gives it kind of like an airy, aquatic florality. And that's exactly what this has, but it also has incense. It's got a little bit of like a red wine quality to it, because red wine is in the notes, but the red wine in it, to me, is almost like a very aged, oaky, musky Cabernet. Or maybe even more like a nice Merlot. It's not very tannic. It's just that oaky mustiness. If you've ever gotten a vintage wine, any type of vintage wine, smell the cork. That's the wine accord that I kind of get in this. Now it also says it has plum and raisins in it. Nah, I don't get any of that. As this fragrance starts dying down, the incense really becomes a lot more predominant. You're getting some styrax in this, some galbanum, so you're getting a lot of green, thick green facets from it. And that styrax is adding a nice woody quality to it. Now, why does this cut through the winter chill? The aldehydes. The aldehydes, the civet, which it's not a natural civet, is definitely a synthetic musk, synthetic civet. But that animalic quality, when it hits the wind, man, does it permeate. I mean, it just pushes off your skin and creates this really nice sillage. It's not going to be for everyone. This is not for the faint of heart. And I'm not saying that this is an attention getter. This isn't, I would not say this is for the young at heart. I would say this is a much more mature fragrance. But the more I've worn it, the more I've enjoyed it. Definitely would suggest getting a sample or decant of this, but it definitely will set you apart. It's definitely unique. Not saying it's going to grab all the attention, but it could grab the attention of a certain someone that you might need in your life. You might need. Not saying that you do need them. You might need them. Anyways, so if you like aldehydic fragrances that have loads of incense and have a nice animalic backbone with a slight woodiness to it, definitely check out Zoologist, Sacred Scarab. And last but not least is coming from Zaharoff. And oh my god, last but not least, as I'm wiping down the mirror plate on the front of this bottle, is coming from Zaharoff. And this is Second Soul. Now, if you've seen my first impressions, I did say that this is my third favorite out of the new Zed creators. Man, honestly, the more I've worn this fragrance, man, I'm really enjoying it. It's actually my scent of the day because this is a very fresh fragrance, but dries down with a ton of depth. The myrrh, the incense, the smokiness really blends very well with the very fresh ingredients right off the bat, because you're getting some juniper, you're getting some bergamot, you get this really nice kind of gin accord, and that's, you know, gin on the rocks is what they call it, but I get more of just a gin accord. So you're getting a lot of aromatics and that juniper. There's a lot more spicy qualities to this, and that's coming from some nutmeg and some cardamom. I love the jasmine because it's slightly indolic in here, so it's adding just a little bit of that funkiness to it, but a good funk. Not a ugh funk, like a good funk. Really enjoy the patchouli in this. It's adding a nice depth and earthiness to it, giving it a slight woodiness. I like the oak moss. It's a little spicy, and that blends really well with the other spicy notes in it. But I love the myrrh. It's sweet, it's spicy, slightly smoky, adding almost a little bit of an incensey quality to it. I'm really enjoying this. It kind of threw me a curveball because, again, in my first impressions, I was like, this is my third favorite. I still think it's a great fragrance, but you know, it's not really too far of a stretch from the original. But it is. It's still very fresh, but it has loads of depth to it. And I get really good longevity out of it. And I love that it stays kind of fresh throughout the entire fragrance, but it melds into those woody, spicy, resinous, you know, ingredients very well. So last up on my list is going to be Second Soul from Zaharoff. That is it. There's 10 fragrances that I think would do fantastic if you live in a very frigid climate. As for me here in Tennessee, it's like 65 degrees in January. I think we're going to have a very warm January. And then like a week ago, it was in the single digits. Tennessee's weather is like PMS. It doesn't know what the hell it wants to do. Not trying to offend any of you ladies out there, but that's exactly what Tennessee weather's like. If you live in Tennessee, I think you'd agree with me. Fam, let me know what some of your favorite fragrances are that cut through the winter chill like a frickin' fruit ninja. Drop me a comment down below because I'm always curious to know what your 2 cents are. But that's it for me today, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And if you enjoyed today's content, then do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.